Time now for At the Market from Neiman's Family Market in St. Clair. At the Market is brought to you by CTV Community TV for Marine City in St. Clair and Ascension River District Hospital. Now let's join our host for this week's At the Market.
Welcome to another edition of At the Market. Do you believe this is the beginning of the 10th season? Count them, 10 seasons. We started down in the Riverview Plaza Mall, and we're outside for a couple years, and then the wind got too big, and we decided to come over to Neiman's Family Market on Kearney Drive, and they were generous enough to give us some space, and we have been here ever since. We got a great lineup of restaurants coming to you this year. We're beginning with Big River BBQ, Jeff Cook, in just a second. And we've got host Brian Neiman, Kristen Bain from Schoolhouse Grill on Harson's Island, Pat O'Connor and her group, and Martha Collins, the general manager of the River Crab. They'll all be along this season. So we're glad that you're joining us. We'll get started with Jeff Cook in just a second.
I'm Dr. Lee Batcheldor, Chief Medical Officer for Ascension River District Hospital. I'm speaking to you on behalf of the hundreds of outstanding physicians, associates, and volunteers who provide personalized, compassionate, high-quality health care at our beautiful hospital on South River Road. We've been proudly serving this community for more than 50 years. Even more important, we plan to continue serving this community for a long time to come. Always remember that we are here when you need us, 24 hours a day, right here, right now, today, and in the future.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Cook, welcome back to the
good to see you.
At the Market set.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
You are our first chef of the season for season number 10. We're glad you're here.
Awesome.
You were here for the last couple of years.
Yep.
And brought some great stuff. What have you got planned for us this time?
Well, today we're going to do one of our Big River Bomb torpedo bombs. We have several different kind of bombs that we make, and this is the torpedo bomb. Our bombs usually consist of multiple types of meat.
Okay.
And then as many fillings as we can put inside of it. And then we smoke it or barbecue it off with some sauce or wood, just depending on what we're doing.
Wonderful. Okay, well, let's get started.
So today we're going to start with keep the bacon on the ice for as long as we could.
So you had bacon on the ice.
Bacon on the ice.
Why do you keep it on the ice?
The longer we keep it on the ice, the easier it is to work with.
Okay.
Bacon has a tendency to get a little bit slimy.
Yep.
And so if you can keep it colder.
Nice big, thick cut pieces of bacon.
So we have a thick cut bacon we use for this quite on purpose. And the reason we use it is so that it can hold everything that's inside of it. A lot of your normal bacon that you'd pick up at the grocery store is going to be fairly thin sliced, and it's going to stretch and tear apart.
This has got a lot of meat in it, too.
Yep, we got a lot of meat in it, and then it's got a good amount of fat too, and that that's where all that flavor's at.
That's
so we're going to start out here. What we're doing is we're making a basket weave, and so this becomes the outer layer of our torpedo bomb. We're going to use 6 pieces of bacon here, and if you're doing it at home, you notice it kind of turned every other one, so we can get a little bit of a square look to what we're doing here.
Yep.
So we've got us started off. We've got our 6 slices. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to make the weave.
Okay.
So in order to make the weave, we have to lift up.
Oh my God!
Every other piece of bacon, just like that.
I don't think I've never seen this done before.
And then we set it down, like so. All right, and then when we come back, just start lifting every other piece of bacon on the other side.
That bacon smells good.
Yeah, it's applewood smoked. This is fresh bacon, so it's not prepackaged. So there you see. Now we just come back this way with our every other. Whoops, nope, we're right.
Yeah, you get confused trying to.
Yeah, real quickly it can happen to you. What do we do here?
I was talking to you. I confused you.
Yep, you sure did. We're gonna crank this back so I can get this right. There we go.
There you go. Okay.
This one And then this one.
I didn't know there was going to be a test today.
Yeah. You know, sometimes that happens. So we come in here, you'll see the weave starts to fill in all the little holes that are there. And
pretty cool.
Yeah, you start to see kind of
the
how
weave.
it's a
Yeah, there you
weaved
go.
basket. And just grab a couple more pieces of bacon in here.
This is great. My wife's out of town, so I can, this will be my dinner.
There you go, perfect. So we're gonna set that down there, and then we're gonna put one last piece on right here. And then this will
Well,
have
this is pretty
us-
easy to do at home.
Yeah.
You just have to have the
you
patience.
you just take a little bit of patience, and then there you get your weave.
Yeah, that looks good. Boy,
So
good.
we gotta come here, right here like this. There we go.
Okay.
So you kind of want to have a square.
Yeah.
Makes it a little bit easier when
Okay.
you're doing your roll up.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what I normally do is I take a piece of parchment paper, which I could have put down first, but in order for us to kind of be able to do this the way I'd like to do it most easily, we're gonna see. There we go.
I mean,
There we
good
go.
this.
Yep, if you'll just
I
hold
got
that for a second.
Can't take me anywhere. Is
Yep.
this coming back?
And if you can set it right back down.
Okay.
All right, there we go. And there we be. That was our extra piece of bacon.
I'm the chef's.
We
I'm
don't
the
need
chef's
right now.
assistant.
Chef's assistant. So, wanted to have the parchment paper underneath there. It makes it easier when we do the roll up.
Yep.
So the bacon doesn't stick to the board.
Okay.
Like I said, it's already, I can feel that it's already starting to get sticky. So then that's our first meat, okay? Now, what we're gonna do here, and what we wanna make sure that we have is our seasoning. And at each of these first two meat layers, we're gonna use a little bit of our seasoning. Now this is a homemade blend of seasoning. We got some
Secret recipe.
yeah, some turbinado sugar, some chili pepper, some red pepper, a little bit of paprika, some garlic. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna kind of
Oh,
generously
look at that. Look at that.
put a little layer
generous. You're very generous.
of the rub there on that bacon.
That's very
So
generous.
that's our weave. We got the first one on there, and we're good now.
Yeah.
Okay. So now our next layer is a mix of pork sausage.
The smell from that is wonderful.
Yep, a regular Italian pork sausage, and then we also have a hot Italian sausage as well.
That's what you're putting on now.
That is what we're going to put on now. And we're going to patty cake this layer. And so it doesn't have to be all that pretty, because all we're trying to do is get it on here and get it covered.
That's pretty thick, though.
Yep, so once I got it on there, then I can kind of press it out, and you'll see
Right.
the bacon will separate just a little bit.
Yep.
But then we can flatten it down, and it ends up filling in that space pretty good. Kind of the same thing over here. Just
Well, the
get it in
preparation
here.
time for this has got to be pretty extensive.
A little bit. Obviously, I had all this stuff pre-prepared, and so I wanted to be able to do it fairly quickly here, so we weren't taking forever. But really, the weave, the putting together, is all the time there is. Once it's been put together, it does everything else on its own. So pretty easy. So what we want to do there, basically, is cover up our basket weave
Beautiful.
with a nice little, fairly even.
Yeah.
Don't want it uneven. We want it even for cooking purposes.
Okay.
Okay, and then we got a little left over.
I'll
that
put
aside.
this over here.
So again, now we are going to come back again and hit this with some more of our seasoning.
Okay.
And you see a little bit of chunks there. That's some
That's the
turbinado.
same seasoning, and what was in it?
Some turbinado sugar, some chili pepper, some red pepper, some paprika, a little bit of garlic, some salt. And we just give that a nice little layer again.
Looks wonderful.
And then the next thing we add on is our cheese. Now I got 5 different cheese mixed in here. So I got some New York Sharp, I got some California Mild, I got some Wisconsin Sharp, some Vermont Sharp, and then we've got an aged Gouda.
Did you come up with this formula?
Aged Gouda. I've done this, and I'll tell you about this here. I've done this with many different cheeses.
Okay.
You can use any cheese you like. Okay. So if you have a preference for a pepper jack or something like that, absolutely. The version we're making today is a little bit on the spicier side.
Okay.
The rub's a little bit spicier, not too bad, but a little bit spicier, and we use hot Italian sausage there too. Okay. So the cheese, you can use, like I said, just about any kind you want, really. And you're going to make yourself a nice little layer of cheese on the inside. I always like using, anytime I can use Gouda, or I can find a reason to use it, you know, we certainly do. So I think having the different types of cheeses makes this fun.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you can take the same version of what I'm doing right now, and you can make a breakfast sausage type version where you maybe get some sage sausage or some maple flavored sausage instead.
Peter, are you hungry yet?
And then
I started hungry.
and then you use maybe a different type of cheese if you want, and you can use maple syrup in it.
Oh my God.
So you can totally change it around as far as the flavors, especially with changing over just even the type of pork sausage that you use.
Pretty spectacular.
Yeah, so
I've
in
never
any
seen
type of
this.
cheese that you want. So we got lots of cheese on there.
Is this an item that has been around for a while, or is it
It's been
just new
around.
popularity?
It's been around. We do serve it as appetizers. When we had our market open, we used it on a sandwich with some Texas toast. So it has, you know, it can be an appetizer. It could really be almost like a meatloaf style dinner of a different sort. So you've got lots of variations for it.
Okay, so the review, we've got strips of bacon.
Correct.
Then we've got the pork.
Yep.
Then we've got more, and in both layers you've got spices.
Yep.
Then you added the cheese.
And then we added the cheese.
Now what's next?
So now we're going to add our couple other things that we like to add for this particular one. And we've got some red onion, which as soon as I open that you can definitely smell
your eyes starting
those
to cry.
red onions.
My eyes are going already.
Already going. Well, we'll get them covered back up here. And the nice thing about this too is you can do as little or as much as you like, depending on.
Some people like onions, some don't.
Yep. And these happen to be red onions. If you want to use yellow onions or white onions or any other type, you know, you can pretty much put anything inside of this. It's almost like topping a pizza. And then our last thing is going to be some fresh diced jalapenos that I got right here from Neiman's Market, and I know that they get their fresh stuff from Eastern Market, so we know that this is some good stuff. So we put some fresh jalapeno in there. Notice we try not to do
what a colorful.
Get any seeds in there, just because that's where a lot of that heat resides. So now we've got everything on it that we're going to use on this one. Okay. So the next thing we got to do is we've got to pinwheel it up and close it off.
All right.
Okay, and
you
so
need some help on that?
This comes back to, we should be okay if you just watch that back end. We'll see.
Okay.
This kind of comes back to why we're using this paper. So when we can get up here and get underneath this.
Yep. Oh, there you go. You just got underneath. You put your fingers underneath the bacon.
Yep. And we get it all lifted.
Lifted. Yeah.
And once I'm there, I can start to turn this.
Right.
And.
But you got to take the parchment out as you go. No.
Yep. Nope.
Leave
We're
the
parchment right in there.
Okay.
So now we've got it fully rolled.
Right.
Okay. So what I like to do here is I reach in the ends and I push in the ends a little bit because we know that bacon's in there.
Yep.
We got the weave held good. This is also good to kind of even it out.
All right.
To make sure your log is
it was
fairly.
It was pretty even.
Yeah, it was pretty even. As long as you go even as you go.
But as your rolling was important.
Sure. The rolling can, if it does get a little bit uneven in the rolling, you can just kind of come through here. And the nice thing about the paper is once it's on, you can just
look at that.
Kind of just keep rolling it. So now we're going to go to the close. So the close, we would normally use some toothpicks.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, but it came
for
right
today, normally if we can do it right, we can get this bacon to overlap here.
Yep.
And we can get it to close on up. Just like
at
so.
That. Look at that.
And then we just kind of stuff everything in. It's, you know, you're kind of like stuffing the bagel and you're pinching the ends in. Okay. So then we get to this point. Now we've got it rolled pretty good.
Okay. Paper.
That'll let you see that weave side. And then we
look
can
at that. Look at that.
just kind of fold that up. That paper just stays convenient for us.
Yep.
All right. And then we come in and then, remember the inside of it had some spices on it already.
You're gonna do some
now
outside.
we're going to do some on the outside.
This is going to be a spicy meatball.
Yes. So a lot of this is not so much that the spice is super hot. but it definitely does have a nice full flavor.
A lot of flavor, right.
So, and then when we have the paper, it helps us to get this back side and this front side without having to turn it over. So, essentially, this is your log.
Okay.
Okay.
What's our next step?
Our next step is we would go outside. We would either have our, you could do it in the oven if you wanted, in a pan. I do it in one of my upright smokers at about 250 degrees. So we don't cook it fast, we cook it slow just like we would a pulled pork or a brisket or anything else. And the goal is, the goal is to get the center at about 165 because you want to make sure the pork's cooked thoroughly. And then once you're good there, the only thing that you're not going to really see here today, right this second, is at the end of the cook, the last 20 minutes or so, we come in with some of our house honey chipotle barbecue sauce.
And again, that's a secret sauce.
Yes. And so I will tell you that it's our house sauce with some honey and some
You must have a big
pepper.
safe at the house with all these recipes.
We do have a small safe, at least, with a lot of index cards in it. So what we would do in the cooking process is we would get that up to 250 degrees. I do it in an upright smoker. We like to use apple or cherry or some type of fruit wood. We put it in there on a rack and we let it go for about 2.5 hours. Somewhere between 2 and 2.5 hours, it's going to start to brown over. You're going to see the bacon's cooking up. The smell is going to be awesome. And you're just going to come in with any type of barbecue sauce that you like. Lather it up, take a brush, spread it.
How many will this serve?
This will easily serve probably, I would say, 6 to 8 people.
Okay.
It is, so you've got a little over a pound of bacon. You've got 2 pounds of pork sausage, so that's 3 pounds right there.
Right.
So, and then when you go, you've got almost probably 3/4 of a pound of cheese in there too.
Oh my God!
So it's
a
hefty.
meal. That's a meal.
It's hefty. It weighs quite a bit.
Yep.
So we're going to take this one.
Okay.
All right. And I'm going to do a quick little cleanup just to get a few of these little crumbs out of the way. I'll throw that over here for now. And I'm going to change my gloves real quick.
All right.
All right, so I'm changing my gloves because it wouldn't be any fun to just, see this and not be able to have it.
Right.
So we've got that. So right down here in this drawer, Paul, I don't even know if you saw me sneak this in here.
No, I didn't see you sneak that in.
We've got a
bag,
a little care package. Okay.
Oh, that looks
with
great.
A dish.
Looks like about the same size.
Yep, if you'll notice, pretty close to the same size, right? Now, we're going to come over here and turn this guy on.
Okay.
Let him get warmed up now.
So, Big River BBQ. Big River BBQ has been around how many years?
This is technically our 7th year.
7th year already.
Yep.
You started out just doing a few parties and a few things.
Yep,
and
small
then
parties.
It grew and it grew.
Yep.
Tell me what you do.
So we started out, we did small parties, and we still do small parties. I was just at an event, and somebody said, would you do dinner for 6 to 8 people? And I said, absolutely. So we do things that small all the way up to weddings of 200 and 300, and any type of party in between. If you go to our website, it's www.bigriverbarbecue.net. It's bbq.net. You'll find a scrolling list right at the beginning of all the types of events that we do. So we can do, I just scheduled a first communion party for somebody. We could do bar mitzvahs. We can do really the gamut of any type of.
And you had a big baseball thing. Tell me about that down in the park.
Oh yeah, last summer.
That was huge.
Yes, last summer we were invited to prepare the meal for the 12U boys state tournament, the parade, and then they had a dinner.
Down in Palmer Park.
Down in Palmer Park, there were over 500 people there.
Oh, wonderful.
And we fed people from all across the state, from the UP all the way up to the west side of the UP to the west side of the state and all over, in the different districts from the state. And we had pulled pork, and we were very happy to be invited to do that. We were able to do the girls' state and the boys' 10U state the years before, so we've been able to be a part of those events. It's nice for us to dedicate that time to the community, but the exposure for us is also very good. So we really enjoy it.
So if people need to contact you, the easiest way is to go to your webpage.
Yep, you can go to our website,
again.
And it's www.bigriverbbq.net. And all you got to do is scroll to the bottom, and there's a contact us, and you can put your email in or your phone number or whatever it is you want. to put in there, and we will get an automated email, and we'll get back a hold of you, and we can set something up.
It's nice and warm.
Yes, yes. So
Peter's getting hungry, my director.
we've got our can over here, hopefully getting a little bit warm.
Yeah, that's getting warm.
Getting warm. All right, so I'm gonna hold off the. We're gonna keep the crowd here in suspense.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna bring this board
Some
over
nice
in
cutting
here.
boards.
Yeah. Now this is a beautifully baked roll right here from Neiman's Market.
Family Market.
Yep, this is from their deli. So we're just gonna slice this roll open. Okay.
Okay.
And again, you can use a pretzel bun, you can use a sourdough bun, you can use a hamburger bun. Quite honestly, anything that you really want, you can use as far as a bun is concerned for this sandwich. I just chose this morning, I was in here picking up a couple of supplies, and these looked really good and
They
fresh.
look nice and fresh.
So I thought, you know what? Let's have some of that. So I'm just gonna steal a little butter out of here. My definition of a little butter and other people's definition of a
That's my
little butter.
definition too.
We're gonna go here with this, and then we go a little bit more here.
That's a man-sized portion of butter.
So I'd like to be able to come across and make sure we get all of it. So get that on there. We're gonna throw that on there.
Oh, good. Oh, okay.
Just let that warm up a little bit.
Yep.
Okay. So now that we've looked at that, we are going to look at one of these babies when they're all done.
Okay.
Okay?
Here we go.
So here we go. This is the moment of truth.
I want a tight shot of this now.
So this is in a big old double roll.
There we go. Double roll.
So the nice
How about
thing,
a drum roll? Watch it, ma'am.
There we go. Oops.
Thank you. Oh, look at that. Now you had string around this one.
Yep. So I used, this one was a little bit wider because I really stuffed it at home. So I just used some
It smells so good.
Yep, some cooking string and just use that to wrap it and keep it tight.
Keep it safe.
Once it starts cooking, it kind of melds itself together. So then you're in really good shape. So as you can see, still in our log form, we're gonna cut this baby in half.
Look at that. Oh my God, look at that.
Let's take a look at what the inside of that pinwheel looks
Can
like.
we hold it up to camera too? Just hold it like that, yeah.
Right,
Is that
like
good,
that.
Peter? That's good. Okay, look at that. Okay, now what? So what do we got in there?
So you got almost a pinwheel action going on. If you take a look on the inside, how it's rolled together. So then when we're doing sandwiches, if I wanted to cut
like
this,
a meatloaf, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of like a meatloaf. So you know, I'm good with a nice thick slice. So for my sandwich, I'd take 2 nice slices of that like that.
You're just a growing boy.
Yes, that's right. And
You
then I would
turn
grab
these
it.
over?
Go ahead and turn that over. Yep.
Okay, the butter's
We just
coming
got the
good.
butter melted
Yep.
a little bit,
Yep.
warmed up. We can set
Look
that
at that.
right on
Oh
there.
my God.
And that one right on there.
And we'll put the top on. Oh, what a sandwich.
So what I'm going to do, just to add to what we got, is a little bit of this is our in-house hot sauce,
Okay.
just to give it a little bit of flavor. This is a barbecue sauce.
Wow.
All right, and then we're just going to hit the bun a little bit with our chipotle honey sauce.
Wow.
And there we go.
Look at my director smiling over there. He's salivating.
I'm sure he's looking forward to that. So this is the Big River Bomb. Now we do similar items where we would use a lot of the same ingredients, chop the bacon up, and actually serve them in mini meatball bombs.
Okay.
We do those for a lot of graduation parties, and those work well for that.
So your season is beginning.
Yep.
And you'll be busy now right through October, November.
Yep. We'll really start hitting it hard at the end of May through the end of August. We've got, we're almost fully booked for the summer as far as weekends.
That's wonderful.
But don't hesitate. I tell people, Friday nights are a good night if you want to have a small gathering, lead out the weekend like that. And we're happy to come by and, make it easy for you, especially if it's somebody who works. Come home Friday night, we come to you, we make the dinner, you enjoy, you and your guests. So.
Jeff
That's why
Cook,
we do what we do.
always a pleasure to see you. You're
Thanks,
doing
Paul.
a great job. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
all you're doing in the community too. It's all part of it.
You
All
bet.
part of life. We've got some special guests coming up from Neiman's Family Market and from the St. Clair Rec Department, and they'll be with us in just a second.
I'm Dr. Lee Batcheldor, Chief Medical Officer for Ascension River District Hospital. I'm speaking to you on behalf of the hundreds of outstanding physicians, associates, and volunteers who provide personalized, compassionate, high-quality health care at our beautiful hospital on South River Road. We've been proudly serving this community for more than 50 years. Even more important, we plan to continue serving this community for a long time to come. Always remember that we are here when you need us, 24 hours a day, right here, right now, today, and in the future.
Welcome back to the first show of the 10th season of At the Market. We're glad you are with us. Kathy Pizzo is standing next to me, the Managing Director, General Manager, and Chief Cook and Bottle Washer of Neiman's Family Market. And next to her is the Executive Director. I always give you a different title.
Yeah,
Of
and
the
bottle
St.
washer.
Clair Recreation Department, Trice Hawkins. Welcome
Nice
to
to be
both
here.
of you.
Thank you.
There's an event that comes up here in the Neiman's parking lot every May, which is pretty spectacular. What is it?
Safety Town Day.
All right.
Yep.
And what does that mean?
Well, it's our first event for the summer, and it really is to help promote a fun and a safe summer for everyone.
Okay.
So we bring in all of the agencies around St. Clair and in the county to, there's actually, most of them bring a vehicle.
Okay, like
Or
the
they
fire
have a
department, the
fire
police department.
police department, or they have a officer in uniform.
Yeah.
And it just gives the kids and the family an opportunity to talk with those officers, see the vehicles up close, because they see them every day in their community.
What age group are you looking for?
It's geared towards preschool, but we really invite the whole family to
Okay.
attend.
Okay.
And we usually get about 150 plus families. Weather, you know, is sometimes a factor.
Plays out on that, yes.
Yeah.
One year you had a waste management truck even, didn't you?
We always have the waste management garbage truck, and it's a
School buses?
a vintage truck that you actually can get inside.
Oh my
and
God.
It has a little car seat in there that you can sit in. School bus, the post office. We get the hospitals involved. McLaren has helmets for sale for $5, and they'll make sure that it's fitted properly for your child. And then Ascension River District Hospital does a bike giveaway. So a little
Oh, good.
raffle for
Good.
that. This year we have Steve's Towing coming. That's a new participant, and he's going to bring in a tow truck, maybe a flatbed truck there.
Good.
And the Homeland Security has they call them a therapy dog team.
Yeah.
They're bringing in that. Last year Marysville, and again this year they're going to bring their canine unit. We have a Port Huron SWAT team.
Oh,
Like I
okay.
said, our fire department, our police department get involved.
Well, you get a lot of groups.
Yes, our lifeguard, our pool is represented with Sue Daniels
Yeah.
and Margaret Pauley there. And really it's just, again, everybody has hands-on activities, handouts, information that parents can take home and go through their little goodie bag with their kids. But it's all to promote safety.
One thing that Kathy's going to tell us is what's the date?
Yeah.
May 11th.
May 11th.
Yes,
And
but it
that's
is a fun, it's a
that's a
Saturday.
Saturday?
Yep.
It's a great family event. You know, bring the children, the grandchildren, the neighbors' kids. It is.
Kids you don't like.
That's right. It is just a great, fun day. There's just so many things for the kids. It's one of those experiences they want to do every year.
Good.
So it's a great job that you do.
And you take over, it's all on the west side of your parking lot.
Yes.
And the normal customers understand that maybe a little more tight parking that day, but,
Yep.
but it's really a great community way. And it starts off the whole season, doesn't it?
Right, exactly. Like I said, fun and safe summer. That's what we're trying to promote.
Okay.
And it's a walkthrough. I mean, you can spend as much time or as little time as you want at each station, and it really is a great activity. It's always great to partner with Neiman's. They're hosting us, providing the location.
We're also having our Bark for Life hot dog roast that day.
Oh,
which
okay.
We do that every year.
What is the Bark for Life?
And that is
For-
one of our cashiers, Carol Fletcher, sponsors that, and we provide all the hot dogs, and she does a hot dog roast with the big grill, and so it's a great chance to feed your kids too.
That's the Bark for Cancer, right?
Yes, for cancer, American Cancer. Yes, they have another event, Bark for Life, but this is kind of where she raises her money for that event.
Great.
And we will have the St. Clair Police Department mascot back with us this year. It's going to be a surprise.
Oh, a surprise.
Yes. Yes.
Well, maybe not as
we
big a
wanna-
surprise as it was, because now you know.
Yeah, you go, right.
I didn't give it all away, but the police department will have a special guest
Okay.
with them this year.
Good. All right.
So
Have we missed
little
anything?
teaser.
I think we got it. I think
What
it
else
makes,
is new at
everybody
Neiman?
want to be a kid.
What else? Right. What else is new at Neiman's?
Oh, you just got to come down and see all our Michigan items and our local art association items that are all through in this section. And they change all the time, so if you said, oh, I've seen it, well, no, you haven't seen the new stuff.
And the
So,
store looks beautiful.
Thank
really
you.
guys have
Yes,
done a
they-
great job. Well, that's about it for the first edition of the 10th season of At the Market. We thank you very much for tuning in. Until next week, I'm Paul Dingelman. See you soon.
You've been watching At the Market from Neiman's Family Market in St. Clair. At the Market is brought to you by Ascension River District Hospital and CTV Community Television for Marine City and St. Clair. Join us again soon for another At the Market.